Look at a clock, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 360 degrees in a circle. That is Babylonian. It is 4,000 years old and it is in your pocket right now. The oldest surviving piece of technology in continuous use is a number base. 60, because 60 divides by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30. 10 divides by 2 and 5, and then it gives up. And base 60 1/3 is exact, and base 10 it runs off the end of the page forever. The Babylonians called 7 and 11 irregular, because they made a mess. 7 is not irregular, 60 is. Which truths look simple depends entirely on the grid you laid down first. 1800 BC, a clay tablet the size of your hand, catalogue number YBC7289. On it, a square, both diagonals, and 3 numbers. The side is 30. The middle number is the ratio of the diagonal to the side. Decoded out of base 60, it reads 1.4142129. The true square root of 2 is 1.4142135. They are out by 6 10 millionths, correct to 6 decimal places. Draw a square the size of a football pitch. Their diagonal is wrong by 0.5 millimeter. And it is homework. It is not a monument. It is not a temple inscription. It is a schoolwork exercise in a student's hand. The method was averaging, guess, divide, average the two, repeat. Then the answer went into the standard tables, and after that, nobody derived it again. They looked it up. Now, the famous one. Plimpton 322. 15 rows of numbers, and they are Pythagorean triples. 119 squared plus 120 squared is 28,561, which is 169 squared. You will be told this is the world's first trigonometric table. That reading is a minority position that most specialists reject. This is a live academic fight, not a settled fact, and it should be flagged as one. The mainstream reading is duller and better attested. It is a teacher's crib sheet, a list of numbers rigged to come out clean, so the exercises work. The triples are genuinely on the tablet. What is in doubt is whether anybody in Babylon had the concept we would use those numbers for. Same trap as Egypt's non-existent pi. A procedure is not a theory. 747 BC, Babylonian scribes began writing down the sky. Every night, they do not stop for 700 years. Positions of the moon, positions of the planets, eclipses, and barley pieces, and the height of the river, because the whole point was omens, and an omen needs something to be an omen about. It is the longest continuous scientific data set ever assembled by anybody, and it was assembled by institution, not by genius. Out of it falls the Saros, 223 lunar months, 6,585 days, and a third. That third of a day matters. The Earth has turned another 120 degrees, so the next eclipse happens a third of the way round the world. You can know one is due and stand outside and not see it. Then the arithmetic. System A steps, System B zigzags, neither has a picture attached to it. System B's value for the month, 29.530594 days. The modern figure is 29.5305882. They're wrong by about half a second. And there was no model, no spheres, no orbits, no epicycles. The epicycles are Greek and they come later. No physical picture of the heavens at all, and no felt need for one. Babylon is a 700-year industrial scale counterexample to the idea that you have to understand a thing to predict it. 2016. A tablet is finally read properly. It computes Jupiter using a trapezoid. The base is time. The height is Jupiter's velocity. The area is the distance it travelled. That is the area under a velocity time graph. That is the central move of integral calculus. And it is geometry performed in a space that is not space. Nobody does it again until 14th century Oxford. The map has stopped describing a place and become one. Every phase space in the rest of this book is that trapezoid. One more thing. They had place value and no zero. A gap in the middle of a number, never at the end. Never a number in its own right. Which means the symbols for 2 and for 120 could be identical. And you worked out which from context. A notation can be superb and still have a hole in it you cannot see from inside. I would not bet against us having one. In the next chapter, a man in Miletus will announce that everything is made of water. He is wrong. The Babylonians were right to half a second. And it is the man who is wrong that we call the beginning, because he said something you could argue with, and arguing compounds. Shut up and calculate is Babylonian practice restated. 700 years of clay tablets, and not one of them asks why. They got the moon to half a second anyway.